totoo talaga itong climate change. The industrialized countries are spewing. Sila yung pinakamaraming factory. And in some industrialized cases, halos every kanto may factory. I would not want to mention the countries because kaibigan man natin lahat. Ang problema, the consequence is being suffered by all. At sa malas nito, sila yung pinaka-biggest pollution na ginawa. Tayo ko konti lang, ilan naman ang factory dito. Maski sabihin mo na magpunta ka sa nearby provinces, wala tayo, little or nil to nothing. So yan ang bakit tayo dapat ang mga mayaman na hindi tinatamaan ng destruction caused by itong pollution, bayaran nila tayo or the damage. O dapat silang mag-ano talaga na magawa sila ng anong paraan na at least equalize yung damage natin, mas malaki. Tapos maliit ang ating contribution doon sa climate change. Yan ang isang problemang harapin ng Pilipinas with the next generations to come. Unless there is a radical change of the weather patterns, mahirapan tayo dito sa Pilipinas.
The camp of Manila Mayor Isko Moreno admits there has been backlash following his fresh set of tirades against Vice President Leni Robredo. VP Robredo takes a swipe at her rivals, who are asking her to back out from the presidential race. The BBM Sara Uni team returns to vote-rich Cebu for another grand rally. And Miss Universe 2018 Catriona Gray declares her support for VP Robredo and Senator Kiko Pangilinan. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. We begin today's newscast with Manila Mayor Isko Moreno on the receiving end of criticism following his recent pronouncements against Vice President Leni Robredo. And for Isko, the way he's being criticized is some form of social injustice. Gemma Vansenia with the story.
The gloves are off for Mayor Isko Moreno. He recently accused the Robredo camp of playing dirty politics and spreading fake news about him. This comes as a photo of him and fellow presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos recently resurfaced on social media. But Moreno stressed that the photo was of an event in February 2021 where Marcos was also invited. The Action Democratico bet added that he's sure that it's the quote pink clowns who were behind the spreading of the photo.
Nagaling na naman sa dilaw. Straightforward, galing na naman sa dilaw. Dilaw talaga. Marumi talaga maglaro dilaw. Puro fake eh.
Moreno also pointed out that his call for Robredo to drop her bid is just a form of giving the VP a dose of her own medicine. That's after the latter's camp allegedly bribed other candidates to back out.
Kung wala pala kaming bisa, bakit mo pa kinakahoy yung mga tao namin? Ba't mo pa binibili yung mga tao namin? Ba't mo pa binabribe yung mga kandidato? Lahat kinakahoy nila. Tapos lahat inoopera na, mag-ano ka na, give up, mag-withdraw.
But when asked for evidence to prove his accusations against Robredo, Moreno failed to provide any. But he said he's sure of it and is not merely speculating.
We don't speculate. In fact, alam din naman natin na umamin na rin sila na sabi nga, if I may borrow, yung sabi ng iba, hinuhubaran niyo yung kalaban ninyo. I don't want to speculate.
For News 5, Gemma Vansenia, we are One News.
Action Democratico Chairperson Ernest Ramel admits that Isko Moreno's camp received backlash. after the mayor's public call for the withdrawal of VP Robredo from the presidential race. In an interview with Sa Totoo Lang, Ramel said they received backlash from the supporters of Robredo, but not from the public in general. He also denied that the joint press con of the three male presidential candidates, where they banded together against the only female presidentiable, was marred by sexism.
Ang nagalit lang naman at nag-react are the supporters of Vice President Robredo. So sila yung mga galit na galit. Ginawa nilang gender issue, sila ang naging sexist kasi parang minaliit nila ang kakayahan ng babae. They had set back the woman empowerment by 3 generations by doing that.
Presidential candidate Leni Robredo is staying above the fray a day after fellow Bet Mayor Isko Moreno called on her to withdraw her candidacy. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro with the report.
Unfazed, Vice President Leni Robredo went on with her campaign in Quezon and Marinduque on Monday. This comes after Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, in a joint conference with 2 other presidential bets, asked Robredo to withdraw her bid. Although the Vice President has not spoken directly about the issue, Robredo has seemingly taken a swipe at this by reading several placards during her rallies.
VP Leni, sa ATM ka mag-withdraw sa pangkapangulo. Wala naman ang ATM ko.
Pera lang ang hindi wini-withdraw. Hindi si VP Leni.
Aside from Moreno, Senator Ping Lacson and former Defense Secretary Norberto Gonzales were also present. They claimed that Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads by a wide margin due to the people's distaste of Robredo. But for the VP's camp, the press con was just pure theatrics. Her spokesperson said it would have shown more depth to maintain silence. For political pundit Dindo Manhit, Robredo remains as Marcos's strongest opponent.
If they really want, again, if the campaign objective of all is to beat the leading candidate, former Senator Marcos Jr., then unite on the strongest. You don't unite on the second preferences or the second preference of the voters.
For Robredo, she urged her supporters not to be swayed by emotions and instead focus on their heart-to-heart campaign with less than a month before the May polls. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, We Are One News.
Former Senator Bongbong Marcos continues his efforts to secure votes of Cebuanos after losing in the province back in 2016. Some people flocked to the City de Mare and Cebu City even before the scheduled grand rally to show their support for the unity. Senatorial bets Jinggoy Estrada, Mig Zubiri, Win Gatchalian, Harry Roque, and Herbert Bautista were present at the event. Cebu City Mayor Michael Rama was also in attendance, along with Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte. During his speech, Marcos Jr. highlighted the various issues faced by the country, including the lack of jobs and high electricity rates. He also once again emphasized how crucial it is for Filipinos to become united in the face of these problems.
Kung ang isang tao, kahit po gaano kasipag, kahit gaano katalino, kahit gaano kalalim ang pagmamahal sa bansang Pilipinas, siya ay isang tao lamang. Kaya po aming sinasabi at pinag-uusapan ang pagkakaisa dahil kailangan natin ipagkaisa ang sambayan ng Pilipino. Basta tayo'y magkasama, kaya po ng Pilipino kahit ang ano ay bato sa atin.
We're now down to the last 20 days before the elections. Let's find out where the national candidates are headed today. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno continues his campaign in the Caraga region, and today he will be campaigning in Surigao del Norte and Surigao del Sur. Moreno is also scheduled to pay courtesy visits to local government officials in these areas. Senator Ping Lacson will visit Iloilo together with his running mate Tito Soto. The tandem will be campaigning in the municipality of Estancia, where they will also hold a talk with local and barangay leaders. Vice President Leni Robredo will woo voters in Zambales this morning, and she'll be holding a campaign rally over in Olongapo this afternoon. And later this evening, Robredo will be heading to Bataan for another people's rally. Miss Universe 2018 Catriona Gray has finally spoken up about the 2022 elections. Catriona first shared what she believes is the criteria that voters must look at when choosing the country's next leader. These include qualifications, history, service platforms, and values. She also encouraged those who are still undecided to take time to find out who really is the best candidate for them.
If you're sitting there and you're overwhelmed or maybe even undecided on where your vote lies, that's completely fine. You still have time. Just take the intentional time to research, to learn, to listen, and then to think for yourself. Your vote is your own and no one else's, and I encourage you to align with the candidate that you feel is the best for the Philippines. There is power in the single vote. Never allow anyone to make you believe otherwise.
In that same video, Catriona Gray also officially declared her support for presidential bet Leni Robredo and vice presidential candidate Kiko Pangilinan. Let's listen to why she chose the Robredo-Pangilinan tandem.
My vote for vice president is Kiko Pangilinan. And my choice for president is Leni Robredo. She's the only candidate with experience in all three branches of our government: judiciary as a volunteer lawyer, legislative as a congresswoman, and executive as a vice president. And above all else, of all the candidates, she's the only one who gives me hope for change for the future that I wish to see for my country.
Here's a rundown of other top stories this morning. Another week, another round of oil price hikes. Starting this morning, gasoline and kerosene prices increased by 45 centavos per liter, while diesel prices go up by 1 peso and 70 centavos per liter. Students and supporters of Adamson are now also encouraged to wear pink during all of the games of the Soaring Falcons starting today. That's in support of Vice President Leni Robredo's presidential bid. And Miss Universe Philippines will unveil a new crown for its 2022 edition. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.